Hello everyone, Chris Sumlin here, and I recently just published a new book. I just published my new book entitled Dealing with This Thing Called College, which is available today wherever books are sold. This is my second book to my first book, Dealing with This Thing Called Life, which is also available wherever books are sold. With my two books being released, I've been getting so many of the same questions. And when I've been given all the same questions, I thought, okay, it's time to do another Q&A video. Here is the Chris Sumlin Q&A video on my two books. Why did you write the books? I'm a big fan of Marianne Williamson, and Marianne Williamson teaches that each and every one of us is given a highly individualized curriculum, that this planetary experience that each one of us goes through is just a series of life lessons, which is the same thing of saying you, me, we're all just put on this earth to self-actualize and learn about ourselves. I think that that's really true, and it is my intention to not only self-actualize and learn what it is that I'm supposed to learn in my planetary experience, but to share what I've learned with others. So my two books, my blogs, my videos, everything that I put out is with the intention to share what I've learned with the hopes of not only entertaining, because that's important, we all want to be entertained, hello, but also to inspire, and that's why I wrote the two books. How long did it take to write, and was the writing process hard? Dealing with This Thing Called Life, I wrote the first draft in 1 month, and then I started doing some editing with the Boyle and Dalton team in the Columbus Publishing Lab, and the book, I started writing it in October, and then the book came out in April of 2016. Dealing with This Thing Called College, I wrote during my summer vacation after I finished Morehouse. I put the first word down on the Word document the day after graduation, and then the book came out in February of 2018. Not to brag or anything, but writing, it was really easy. There's a couple times like when I get the edits from my publisher that can get kind of difficult, and I have to like go in and make sure that my characters are strong, that my themes are strong, that my lessons are strong, and that's kind of challenging. But I really believe that I was born to write. I was born to tell stories. I was born to share what I've learned. And I would say the writing was seamless, it was fun, and it was a process I deeply enjoyed. How are the sales of the books going? Dealing with This Thing Called College is definitely outselling Dealing with This Thing Called Life. I think that now that I have two books, people think that my writing is more legitimate. It's an easier sell. Dealing with This Thing Called Life isn't the most marketable book. It's just kind of self-autobiographical, and if you know me, you'd buy it. Dealing with This Thing Called College is more niche specific. It has an intention, it has a goal, it's marketable, and the cover is just amazing. So this book is definitely selling well. I hope to be on the New York Times bestsellers list very soon. I'm working really hard to try to make that really happen, and it's a lot of work. But I don't really pay attention to the numbers that much, but I'll say sales are fine. Buy the book so sales can be better. Who is your publisher, and how does the book publishing process work? Oh my gosh, let's talk about money, because everybody always asks me, are you making a lot of money from these books? Are you breaking even? How much do they cost? Let's just go ahead and get into it. I worked with Brad Paquette, who was a former neighbor of mine in my neighborhood, and I worked with his Columbus Publishing Lab company. They have self-publishing packages that are available on their website, thecolumbuspublishinglab.com, and the package that I got was called The Solution. Today, The Solution is $2,300. I didn't pay that much, but I definitely paid a nice pretty penny where I like cleaned out my savings to produce my books, because the Columbus Publishing Lab, they're going to give you a good product. Like, they do your cover for you, they do your interior design, your page editing, they do your manuscript editing. They make sure that you get a good book, but they are, you know, it's a pretty penny. And I have two books. So let's say, for instance, that I paid, I'll lowball it and say that I paid $1,500, which I did. 1,500 times 2 is $3,000. Both of these books was somewhere around $3,000. So that's why I'm really kind of big when people ask me for free copies and free signed copies to put in the mail, because I'm investing like my life savings and putting myself at risk to produce craft and art into the world, and it's an investment. So if anybody wants to know anything more about the publishing process, please check out my publisher's website at www.thecolumbuspublishinglab.com for all the details. What do you want people to take away from these books? When people read my writings, I want them to understand that we all are the same. We all have our insecurities, our strengths, and our weaknesses. And I want people to come away knowing that no matter who you are or where you come from, that you can do it, whatever it is, irrespective to your community, who your parents are, what kind of money you have, what your skin color is, what your gender is. You can achieve anything you want in life. One of my favorite chapters of both books is my last chapter that I talk about meeting Kim Kardashian in book number 1, chapter number 12. And how I just wanted to meet Kim K, and how I just put that out into the universe, and I eventually met her during my last week of my internship in Los Angeles. And that just goes to show you that anything is possible with hard work, with putting yourself in the right situation, with stepping out on faith, and really working towards a goal. And it is my intention to always share my stories and let people know that anything they can do is truly possible. What are your plans for book number 3? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. I've talked to my best friend Corbin, who I always tell everything to before I'm about to like make a move. So if you guys want to know what I'm up to, put Corbin, ask Corbin, because he knows. And I told him the concept for book number 3, and he was like, yeah, bro, a lot of people gonna wanna read that, like, it's good. So I have an idea for book number 3 in my head. It's definitely a trilogy, so it's dealing with this thing called life, dealing with this thing called college, and I definitely have another dealing with this thing called in my head. But, stay tuned, because you know what I'm saying, Chris Sumlin ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna always be writing, I'm always gonna be doing me, and so you can expect that book number 3 is coming. All right, that is it. That is the end of my Q&A. Thank you all so much for watching another video by me. Please make sure that you go buy my 2 books, Dealing with This Thing Called Life and Dealing with This Thing Called College, both available on Amazon. If you have any more questions about the books or have any comments or anything you'd like to say, please leave it in the comment section below. If this is your first time ever seeing me on your computer screen, go ahead and subscribe, as I'll continue to create content that is enlightening, informative, and captivating. Thank you all so much, and we'll catch you next time.